Assalamualaikum class. In this video we are going to solve the exercise questions from exercise 1.5, but before that we are going to discuss a word problem related to the quadratic equation, which is basically match problem 7. You can solve example 7 by your own. The statement is that the sum of two numbers is 23 and the product is 132. Find the two numbers. So as we know that in the previous word problems, when we are given with the relation that we are going to find out the consecutive even integers or consecutive odd integers, we can easily find out the relation that either we are going to have x plus 1 or x plus 2. But now we are having simple condition that we are having the two numbers whose sum is 23 and product is 132. So we are going to take the numbers to be x and y. Sum means I'm going to add the numbers, so x plus y will be equal to 23, and the product means we are going to multiply the numbers, so x into y is 132. So now we are having two equations as we discussed in 1.2, that if you want to find out the two variables we must have two equations. So now we are having two equations, but here you can see that both are not linear. This one is a linear equation, but overall this is going to be a quadratic equation as x and y are going to be multiplied in this case, so we cannot solve it by elimination method. So what we can do, we can find out the value of the variable x or y from equation 1, and then we will put that value in equation 2. So I will find out the value of x, which is equal to 23 minus y from equation 1, and then we will put this value in equation number 2. So here, putting the value of x, we get in quadratic equation in terms of y, which we can solve by using quadratic formula or completing square method or factorization. But I have used factorization over here, but it's totally up to you. If you want to use quadratic formula, you can use that as well. So when we have y square minus 23y plus 132, and now we have to perform factorization for it. So what we have to do, we have to multiply the first and last coefficient with each other, and we get 132. And I have performed the prime factorization for 132 so that I could make it possible to find out the proper factors of it. So it's going to be 2, 2, 3 and 11. The multiplication of these numbers or these prime numbers will give us 132. Now we have to find out 23, so we will find out the corresponding factors. Now 2 into 2, 4, 4 3 is 12, so this 12 and 11 could make 23, and their product will be 132. So the factors are going to be minus 12y, minus 11y plus 132. Now the final factors are y minus 12 into y minus 11, so y is equal to 11 and 12. But it's totally up to you. If you want to use quadratic formula, you can use that as well, and at the end you will get the same answers, that is 11 and 12. But we have to find out the value of x and y, and we get the value of y right now. Now we will put x is equal, y is equal to 11 in equation 1, and then y is equal to 12 in equation 1, and respectively we get x is equal to 12 and 11. Hence 11 and 12 are the required numbers. Now here we have some questions from the exercise. In this question we have to solve it by factorization. So here we have question number 8, whose statement is simple: 3y square is equal to y plus 10. So simply at first we must have 0 on the right hand side for factorization, so I will shift all the numbers on the left hand side. So we have 3y square minus y minus 10 is equal to 0. Now for factorization we have to multiply the first and last coefficient. We get minus 30. The sign plays a very important role to decide the factors basically. So 30 could be minus 30 could be obtained by multiplying minus 6 and 5, 6 and minus 5, similarly minus 15 and 12, or minus 2 and 15, then minus 30 into 1, and then minus 1 into 30. But we have to choose the best one, which is going to give us the middle term as well. So I am going to choose minus 6 and plus 5 because their product is minus 30, and when I'm going to add the two numbers I will get minus 1, which is my middle term. So my factors are 3y square minus 6y plus 5y is minus 10 is equal to 0. Now I will take common, and the factors will get y minus 2 into 3y plus 5, which are going to be 2 and minus 5 by 3, because I will put y minus 2 is equal to 0 or 3y plus 5 is equal to 0, so y will be 2 or minus 5 by 3. This is how we can solve a quadratic equation by factorization. Next we have question number 10, 25x square is equal to minus 10x. But as we have discussed previously that we cannot cancel out the variable, because by cancel out a variable we are imposing imposing the condition that variable is not equal to 0, but these are free variables and we cannot impose the condition on it. So we will shift minus 10x on the left hand side. Here is the expression, and now I can take common 5x, so x will be 0 or minus 2 by 5 in this case. Next we have question number 12. It's 36x square minus 12x plus 1 is equal to 0. Again we must have 0 on the right hand side. So here is the equation, and we have to find out the factors of 36, which must be 6 and 6 to get the middle term 12. So we get 6x plus 1 into 6x plus 1 is equal to 0, and in this case we are going to have real and repeated roots with minus 1 by 6 and minus 1 by 6. Now in next part of the question we have to solve the equation by using the square root property. So here we have question number 14. N square plus 16 is equal to 0. N square will be equal to minus 16. Taking square root on both sides, we will get n is equal to plus minus 4 iota, because whenever we have a negative term in the square root, it is going to be a complex number, and square root of 16 is plus minus 4, because the square root of minus 1 is equal to iota. So next we have question number 16. D square minus 36 is equal to 0. We will shift 36 on the right hand side. Taking square root on both sides, we will get d to be plus minus 6. Next we have question number 18. 9x square minus 25 is equal to 0. Again we will shift the numbers on the right hand side, so get 25 over 9. Now taking square root on both sides, we will get plus minus 5 over 3. Next we have question number 20. 16 w square plus 27 is equal to 0. So w square is equal to minus 27 over 16. Taking square root on both sides, we will get plus minus 3 square root of 3 over 4 iota, because we are having a negative term in the square root, and this 27 will give you 3 square root of 3, because its factorization is 3, 3 and 3, and this square will be taken out of the square root, and this term will appear as it is. Next we have question number 22. T minus 2 whole square is equal to minus d. So taking square root on both sides, we will get t minus 2 is equal to plus minus square root of 3 iota. Now we can shift this 2 on the right hand side, and here will be the answer. Similarly we will perform question number 24, in which we have 5m minus 6 whole square is equal to 7. Simply taking a square root on both sides, this square will be cancelled out, and we are left with plus minus a square root of 7. And now we will shift the other numbers on the right hand side. So 6 plus minus the square root of 7 over 5. Now in next part of the exercise, we have to determine the number of real roots, and then we have to solve the equation using quadratic formula. So here we have question number 26. Y square minus 4y plus 7 is equal to 0. Now for quadratic formula, we are going to compare it with the general or the standard form of quadratic equation, which is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So here a is equal to 1, b is minus 4, and c is 7. So the discriminant will be b square minus 4ac, that is minus 12, and which is a negative number, so we are going to have complex roots as an answer. Now we can apply quadratic formula. Y is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. Now inserting the values, we get the answer 2 plus minus square root of 3 iota. Next we have question number 28. Y square minus 4y plus 1 is equal to 0. That is a is 1, b is minus 4, and c is equal to 1. The discriminant is 12, which is positive, so we will have real and distinct roots, and by quadratic formula we get the roots 2 plus minus square root of 3. Next we have question number 30. 9s square plus 2 is equal to 12s. At first we will shift 12s on the left hand side, so that we could compare it with the standard form of quadratic equation, and we get a to be 9, b is minus 12, and c is 2. So the discriminant is going to be 72, a positive number, so we will have distinct and real roots. So here is the result for the quadratic formula, that is the square root of 72. You can use the calculator as well, but I have performed, or I have calculated the square root of 72 by prime factorization. So here you can see that this square and this square will be taken out of the square root, and this 2 will remain within the square root, as we can write it as 2 square into 2 into 3 square, because 2 square into 2 into 3 square is 72. So this square and this square will be taken out of the square root. 2 into 3 into square root of 2. 2 into 3 is 6, so we will get 6 square root of 2. So here is the final answer. Next we have question number 32. 9x square plus 7 is equal to 12s. Again we must have 0 on the right hand side. In this case a is 9, b is minus 12 and c is 7. Discriminant is a negative number, so we will have complex roots and we can solve it as well. 2 plus minus square root of 3 iota whole divided by 3. Now in the next part we are going to solve by completing the square method. So here at first we have question number 34. Y square plus 4y minus 3 is equal to 0. So we know that in completing square method, in the first step we must have 1 on the as a coefficient of the square term. So y square is coefficient 1, so we will move for the second step. For the second step we will find out the value of b. This b is from a plus b whole square. This one is b. So to get the value of b we have to divide the coefficient of linear power of variable by 2. So here y the coefficient of y is 4, so we will divide 4 by 2 and we will get 2. That is b is equal to 2, or the second square term is 2. So I will add 2 square on both sides. So y square plus 4y plus 4 is equal to 3 plus 4. So this will become y plus 2 whole square. This will be 7. Taking a square root on both sides, we will get y is equal to minus 2 plus minus square root of 7. Next we have question number 36. 2s square minus 6s plus 7 is equal to 0. So at first we must have coefficient 1 for the square term. So we will divide the whole equation by 2. So we will get s square minus 3s plus 7 by 2 is equal to 0. Now we will divide the coefficient of the linear power by 2 to get the value of b. So we will get b is equal to 3 by 2. Now adding the square of 3 by 2 on both sides, that is 9 by 4. Here we have s minus 3 by 2 whole square is equal to minus 14 plus 9 over 4. Here we have taken the LCM and we get a negative term minus 5 by 4. By taking square root we will get a complex number. Next we have question number 38. 4v square plus 16v plus 23 is equal to 0. Again we must have coefficient 1 of the square term, so we will divide the whole equation by 4 and we get v square plus 4v is equal to minus 23 by 4. Now for the value of b we have to divide the coefficient of linear power by 2 and we get the value of b 2, and we will add 2 square on both sides of the equation. So here we have v plus 2 whole square, and by taking LCM we will get minus 7 by 4, with being we will take a square root on both sides. We will get minus 2 plus minus square root of 7 over 2. Next we have question number 43. Z square minus 8z plus 1 is equal to 0. Again we have to divide the whole equation by 3 to get the coefficient of square term to be 1. So we will now, in the second step, we will find out the value of b. That is, we have to divide the coefficient of linear power by 2. So here you can see that we can divide 8 by 3 by 2 or 8 by 3 into 1 by 2. So 4 by 3 will be the answer. So I will add 4 by 3 whole square on both sides. So this will be z minus 4 by 3 whole square, and by taking LCM we can check it to be 13 by 9. Now taking the square root on both sides, we will get the answer for it. Next we have question number 50. 2 by u is equal to 3 by u square plus 1. Now we are going to multiply u square on both sides of the equation because the maximum power in the denominator is 2. So I'm going to multiply it with u square. Here you can see that we will left with the equation 2u plus is equal to 3 plus u square, or u square minus 2u plus 3 is equal to 0. We can solve the same question by the method that we will take the LCM on one side and then we will cross multiply. So we will get 3 plus u square over u square, and now I'm going to multiply this u square on left hand side so that this u could be cancelled out, and we are left with 2u is equal to 3 plus u square. So hence we can get the same equation by the two methods. Now we are going to compare the equation or the generated equation with the standard form of quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. A is 1, b is minus 2 and c is equal to 3. So by quadratic formula we get the answer 1 plus minus square root of 2 iota. Next, we have question number 79. Find two consecutive positive even integers whose product is 168. So we know that, as we have discussed previously, that the relation between the two consecutive even integers is that we have to add 2 in the previous integer, because the gap between any two consecutive even integers is 2. So first even integer is x, second should be x plus 2. Product means we are going to multiply the terms, so their product is 168 here you can see. And now I'm going to multiply x in the bracket. X square plus 2x minus 168 is equal to 0. Here I have performed factorization, but obviously you can use quadratic formula as well. So here is the prime factorization of 168 with 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 7. So 2 into 2 4, 4 3 is 12, and 7 into 2 7 into 2 is 14. So 12 and 14 are the two factors. So here is the factorization, and here are the required factors, and x will be equal to 12 and minus 14. But now in the question we are required to find out the positive integer, so we will choose the positive value. If we are required to find the negative even integer, so we will choose the negative number at the end. But right now it's positive, so I am going to choose the positive number. X is equal to 12 and x plus 2 will be 14 exactly.